Hello everybody, welcome back to another Mortal Jellyfish video. I do make Bed Wars content almost every day, so make sure to like and subscribe for that consistent Bed Wars content. On that note, let's talk about what we're talking about today, and that's obviously the Trinity kit. It came out this update, although you may be watching this later on, who knows. But the Trinity kit did come out, and upon reaching 3 kills, choose between Light or Void transformation. As a Light Angel, heal your nearby teammates when damage enemies, and as the Void Angel, attacks will lifesteal. Now, I had somebody already in my Discord ask me what lifesteal was, so I'm just going to let you guys know what lifesteal is. That's where when you hit somebody and you deal damage to them, you steal their life and give it to yourself. That said, we're going to hop into some gameplay here soon, and we're going to talk about the pros and cons of this kit, and then at the end, of course, we'll talk about the should you buy segment where it's more opinionated of what I think about the kit. On that note, let's get that gameplay rolling, and let's hop into those pros and cons. Alright, we got that footage rolling here of that gameplay of the Trinity kit. Now, I do just want to say, you may be wondering, Jelly, where's the kit skin in this gameplay? The kit is really chunky, and like, I don't know how else to put it. The kit is like, he's chunky, he's a big boy. And it just looks weird. And I also noticed there's a weird glitch with it where you'll slip off blocks sometimes. Like, you'll go to hop on them, and instead of like grabbing them like your character does sometimes, or just clipping them and getting to the top of them and stuff, this kit would slide off them, which is really weird. I don't know if that's intended or if it's just a small bug with the kit's release. But that said, I just decided I was just going to use my own kit skin for this. But yeah, I mean, and then the bar there is to track your kills. So if you don't know, with the Trinity kit, you have to get 3 kills. Upon your 3rd kill, a thing pops up on the screen and be like, do you want to be a Light Angel or do you want to be a Void Angel? And you pick one of those, and then that'll determine what you do. The Light Angel will make you heal teammates around you when you hit enemies and deal damage to enemies, and then Void Angel will make you steal their life when you hit them. So that said, we are using the Trinity kit in this gameplay. I just don't want to throw anybody off there for you. That said, the pros and cons can be a little wonky here. I'm going to try and point out what form has what pros and what cons, because they work differently, so they kind of have their own pros and cons. That said, I do have 4 pros overall and 4 cons overall. Despite having 2 forms, this kit's abilities are relatively pretty simple. So yeah, let's talk about those pros. So the first pro I got here is you can heal yourself. Now this obviously fits for the Void Angel role, because that's the one that gives you lifesteal, and that's the only way you can heal yourself. The Light Angel will not heal itself. So as the Void Angel, you can heal yourself, and this is obviously a pro because all you have to do is get in a fight and you naturally are just healing more. So I mean, if you're healing more, then you're obviously getting the advantage in the fight. So that's a pretty obvious pro to have lifesteal. You know, it's pretty good actually, pretty decent. It's like, imagine like Reaper, except you don't have to kill them to heal off them. You just heal off them the whole time you're fighting them. So it's actually better than Reaper ever was, in the sense that Reaper had to get the kill to actually heal. Reaper does have a speed boost and invincibility frames, and that's a whole different math problem there we're not going to get into. But the healing wise, just imagine healing through the entire fight, and it's a bit stronger than like Reaper's healing in a sense, because you get it through the entire fight. You don't have to get the kill before you heal. Second pro, you can heal others. Now here's where we shift back to the Light Angel here. Healing others is what the Light Angel does. The Void Angel cannot do that. So if you're in squads, Light Angel is a pretty good option here for you, because you can heal all your teammates at once. Now that is something I do want to talk about here just for a quick second before we hop into the third pro, that the Light Angel can heal, I don't know, I did a test and you could heal 2 or 3 people all at the same time. I actually want to go into a 30v30 later today and see if I can heal my entire team, because if you can, that's pretty crazy. But from what I noticed, it does shoot out like 2 to 3 orbs or whatever, and those will shoot off every time you hit somebody and heal your teammates. The problem is you can die and then there's no more healing, and Void heals itself. So anyways, next up, third pro is going to be you can heal multiple people at once, which we kind of already touched over, and that is one of the pros of the Light Angel, is it does scale stronger. Like, the heals don't get weaker. So say you healed for 8, it would heal everybody for 8 with an orb. Now obviously that scales up and down, but we're gonna get into that later. And Void would only ever heal itself. If that works for you, works for me. Alright, anyways, fourth pro here is you can self-heal just by fighting normally, which we kind of briefed over with the Void one. Basically, as Void, when you're fighting, you're just always healing yourself, and it's pretty juicy. Nothing more needs to be said about that. Just healing while fighting. You know, if you're both matched gear and you're healing, obviously you should win that fight unless he gets a combo or something happens wild, you know. But anyways, that's our 4 pros for this kit. Let's move on over into the cons of this kit, and let's talk about that. Alright, so into the cons. Our first con here is you need 3 kills to activate your powers. This is going to probably be the biggest con to the kit. It's not very hard, and there's a glitch, as you can see at the start of the video here, where I just TNT'd myself off the map 3 times. This currently works. You can just TNT yourself. That does damage to yourself, and then when you throw yourself off the map, it kills you, and it gives you the kill. So you can bypass this right now, but I imagine the developers are going to fix that. But yeah, you know me, I don't like to count glitches in my should you buy videos because it's not something that will probably stay around forever. That said, you have to get 3 kills with this kit. I've noticed you basically just want to get an early rush in on some people and get some kills. And then you get those 3 kills, activate your power, and you become pretty strong once you get that power. And then that's going to bring us into our second con here, and that is heals weaken with less damage dealt. Now, this basically has to do with the enemy's armor and your sword. So a good thing to note is that the damage, well, the heal is all based percentage off of the damage you're dealing. So if you hit somebody with like no armor with a wood sword, it deals 20. That means you're gonna heal more, right? And then if they have iron armor, you hit them with, well, let's say they have emerald armor, because that's what's one on my head. Say they have emerald armor and you hit them with a wood sword, it does 4 damage. So obviously when you hit somebody for 4 damage, it's gonna heal you or your teammates for less. And then if you hit somebody who takes more damage, say like an iron sword to no armor, 30 damage, that's going to heal more. So yeah, just note that when people get armor, your heals are going to get a bit weaker. Basically, the heals are going to get weaker later game more so, but they're not bad still. And then the third con is going to be you can be reliant on teammates, and this is obviously talking about the Light Angel form. The Light Angel form is reliant on teammates because it cannot heal itself, and it only heals your teammates, which means it's pretty important to make sure that you are near your teammates and that they come with you, and so your heals are actually useful. Otherwise, you're better off going Void. And that's going to bring us into our 4th con here, and that's that sometimes heals can feel a little weak later game. And currently right now with the way blocks are and the bed health is, yeah, I mean, heals can feel a little weak at times, and they don't necessarily make or break things. I mean, sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't. So yeah, heals can feel a little weak. I don't think there's any more we need to talk about that. Like late game, when somebody has like diamond or emerald armor, you're only going to start healing for like 1 to 3 health per hit. And that adds up though, so it does add up. But it's less than, you know, it's nothing crazy. So heals can get weak late game. That's something you need to watch out for. That said, though, that's the end of our pros and cons list here. Now, there is a few other interesting things I'd like to talk about before we get into the should you buy, and that's something like Tesla coils. I noticed that the Tesla traps, when they electrocute people, they also spawn the healing orbs. When I was the healing angel, they were healing for like 1, and when I was the void, they were healing for like 1. But if you have your teammates around you and stuff, Tesla traps are pretty good heal spammers, like, because they tick so fast, they go boop, 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 and that's constantly just causing you to spawn orbs, because you spawn orbs every time you do damage, so... Yeah, and those for some reason those count as your damage, so it's actually pretty nasty if you run in with those and use them. That said, we're gonna head over into the should you buy portion of this video. All right, boys and girls, I guess, because I think there's girls here. Boys and girls and helicopters all around. It is the spicy part of the video where we get into the opinionated stuff, and we really dig in on the kit and talk about whether you should or should not buy it. And on the chopping block today, we got Trinity. So let's talk about that a bit. Now the Trinity kit, it's an interesting kit. I'm not 100% sure quite how I feel on this kit yet. Some games, like, the healing is really strong because people don't have armor on and stuff, and my teammates are like, no, Jelly, I'm hardly even getting below 80 HP with your heals, are so good. And then other games, you know, it just feels like it's mediocre, nobody rushes with me, and, you know, my light form just feels basically useless, and you're sitting there like, man, it would be nice to swap mid-game. And then other times, you know, I've picked, like, Void, and it's like, I'll go in to fight, and it's like, it just doesn't necessarily seem like the lifesteal helps a ton. Although, you know, sometimes the lifesteal has helped me a lot, and I'll beat somebody, and I'll be like, wow, I had a wood sword and he had a stone sword. Now, sometimes you pull that off normally in a game, but yeah, I know it helps out a little bit when you're in Void. It kind of helps a little bit better. It happens a little more often. That said, you do have to get 3 kills to unlock your powers. So if you're somebody who doesn't get a lot of kills or isn't typically getting like 3 kills, it can be a bit harder to activate this. Now, right now in the current meta of the game, you could just snipe 3 people off something and get yourself that power up. Or like I said, you could also use the TNT glitch that works with it right now and just TNT yourself off the map and get those 3 kills and get your power. This kit's very interesting. I think it's got like some placement where like Reaper used to be, and I think it also has some placement where Melody is in a sense. So yeah, I mean, and I think it kind of does Reaper a bit better than what Reaper did, because Reaper always relied on you to get a kill to heal, and this one you're just healing the whole time, so you have the upper hand during the fight. Whereas with Reaper, you would have had to kill somebody. So in a sense, it might even be technically considered better than Reaper on some cases, minus the invincibility frames and the speed boost and stuff like that, of course, because this kid doesn't get all that goodies. That'd be a little overpowered. And then, like, you know, it kind of does Melody's job, except Melody heals like 1 person for a good chunk of 20, and this guy can heal like 3 people at the same time. And when he's healing like 3 people at the same time, it's pretty juicy. You know, it could be better, but it could also be worse because Melody's is always 20. This guy relies on his damage for heal, so I'm not sure if it's necessarily better than Melody. So I guess in a sense, for the should you buy part of this kit's kind of in the middle for me, because some things it does feel a little bit better, but then some things it does feel a little worse than those kits. It's kind of like a middle place, you know. You got this like support styled kit if you go light angel, and then you got like a selfish single solo player kind of void kit that you could go as well. Overall, I think the kit's pretty interesting, and essentially you're getting 2 kits in one. And I say this because you got like Void Form, or Void Angel I should say, which is super good for like solos and duels and duos and stuff. It's really strong in those because it heals itself. But when you're doing like squads or 30v30, you know, the healing everybody around you is really strong. So you kind of get a 2-for-1 deal with this kit. So you're basically getting 2 kits for the price of 1. And for that, you know, getting 2 kits for the price of 1 sounds pretty good. The Battle Pass, you get 5 kits for the price of 2 in a sense. So, I mean, yeah, it's kind of equivalent with that, I guess, in a sense. So, yeah, I would say it's worth buying if you're interested. If you've already been slightly intrigued by the kit, I would say it's worth biting on and buying it. You get to enjoy a new fun kit, and then on top of it, its healing is not bad at all. I wouldn't say it's overpowered, though. Although I've seen people say pay to win when people are using the light form and they don't even have teammates around, but they'll be like pay to win, and it's like it's not even doing anything. But anyways, yeah, I would say you could buy this kit and be pretty happy with it. On that note, guys, though, thanks for watching. Now that we're at the end of the video, it's time to thank our members. So thank you, Redwood, Deadwood, and Mama Peace. It helps out a ton, and thanks for your support to the channel. On that note, guys, I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.